Okay. So it makes sense having all of these kinds of equipment aid you in battle, especially with what you're doing right now, which is like fighting monsters, right?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, that makes sense. So your only quote unquote armor pieces are your arm, your vambrace, and of course your shoulder pad, right?
Well, I have knee pads made out of the same material that are, so it's so my armor includes my entire right arm, the forearm guards, the shoulder pad, and the knee pads. Those are all the things that I currently use that are made of Roman gold.
Okay, that makes sense. But I do have to ask. I feel like you're missing one very important part of the armor:
What's that?
a groin guard.
So funny enough, so I do have the ability to, not the ability. I have that equipment available to me,
Ah,
and I used
okay.
to. I used to wear the. You're talking about like the skirt, right? The Roman
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
armor skirts.
Sure.
Yes, I used to wear those quite frequently, but I found that even though they are pretty great with mobility, because of the very key factor of absorption of force is where Roman gold really excels.
Yeah.
Because it's all like that skirting is very loose, it would just swing. The
Ah,
reason
that's a
that the
good
knee
point.
pads, the arm pads, and the shoulder pad all work is because they're braced against my body to absorb that force, right?
Okay.
So the skirt used to be there as well, but because of the way that Roman gold works, it became obvious. Like, yeah, this is kind of waste. And actually, that's where the knee pads came from, was melting down the Roman gold from the skirt to make the knee pads. Um, so
Okay. Yeah. That makes more sense.
yeah. So that's one of the things. Like, there is a learning curve, right? Like, what you see now was not my original armaments, and I've kind of come to these armaments through trial and error, so to speak. In fact, I don't know if you saw it, but I actually have knuckle pieces on my left arm
Yeah.
um, that I can use for punching that are made from Roman gold as also leftovers from that skirt, because the skirt had quite a bit of Roman gold in it. So it's like I had enough to make the knee pads, and I still had some left over. I was like, what would be helpful? Actually having something on my like left.
I feel like at some point, maybe in the future or maybe in your past, one of your incarnations might have like decided to like just like gone tired of their glasses getting broken all the time and just like melted it down just to make like the frame of glasses.
Yeah. So actually, you actually bring up a very good point, right? So a lot of people think like, oh, you're a Roman demigod, right? You surely don't have any like human imperfections, which is not the case at all. I actually, so glasses have occurred in the past.
Mhm.
For instance, right now I have a number of spine issues that are from my time in the military,
Sure.
um, and allow for like this. Part of the issue is that like I still have my human side, and while the godly side will compensate and allow me to continue doing work in the name of my father. Um, the pain and the ache and the suffering is still there. My right arm hurts almost all the time where the metal meets the flesh, but I just kind of accept that and I live with that pain because it is a reminder that I'm still human, that I'm still mortal, and I can die. Um, as part of the curse, I will likely never be able to attain godhood. Um, there is a pathway to reach godhood, but in all likelihood, I will never be able to reach it.
Okay, that I see, but it's still a good reminder that you are still human, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's how as in depth as we can get it. Wait, the gold that is in your spine was melted down from the skirt, right? Just to be clear.
No, no, no. The gold. So I have a little bit of gold in my spine. Not very much, just a little bit. But the gold in my spine was actually just part of my godly. Whenever I got um, my prosthetic.
Ah,
So
okay.
my prosthetic was essentially put on by Mars himself, and he fused two of my vertebrae together at the same time. So
Ah,
the bone, you know,
okay.
is not visible. In fact, I don't even have a scar. Well, I do, but it's so low on my back that my pants cover it normally.
Okay.
But part of the incident that led to my arm being lost, we will say,
Yeah.
there was some shrapnel that also did some damage to my spine.
Okay. I suppose it makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I got lucky that I wasn't like a demigod stuck in a wheelchair in a lot of ways.
That would have been interesting to see, though. just like a wheelchair that's shaped like a Roman chariot would be cool.
Yeah, I'll have little like metal horses where the feet pads.
Hell yeah.